Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to Free, Season 2, Episodes 1 and 2. So yeah, we are finally getting to Free Season 2. We finished Season 1 in October of last year. We did the Starting Days movie on December 31st, the last day of 2019. And since then, we just have not gotten to Season 2. But we're starting it now. Because, as you may know, though for those who don't, we had been reacting to Pandora Hearts, but we're deciding to take a break from it. We're going to take a break from Pandora Hearts because of its slow pacing and whatnot, and we're going to react to this in the meantime, and then go straight back to Pandora Hearts after. That's the plan. But yeah, we just want to kind of take a break from Pandora Hearts for the time being because, like I said, it's really slow paced. It's really like not boring. It's just there's because I want to see what's going to happen, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But there's a lot that I just feel it would have been better on a week by week basis. And technically, I could watch it on a week by week basis, and I that's kind of how I react to stuff. But it's just it's not quite the same thing. Um, what I'm saying is, I think it would have been better, like seeing it on release week to week, where there's not more than one episode I can get to at a time. There's only one episode at a time and everything. I think it would have been better that way. It just would have felt better in terms of watching. I don't know. I know what I mean, at least. But okay, so let's see what I can remember about Free. So the first season centered around Haru, I think his name was. Maybe? I'm not 100% confident in that. But Haru, who loves the water. He loves the water. He loves swimming, pretty much anything to do with it. It's kind of a passion of his. He has his friend Makoto, who I wouldn't really say is a straight man to him because Haru's not really comedic, or at least not super comedic. He kind of comes across as comedic just because of his personality sometimes, but it's not he's not a comedic type character, you know. um, but Makoto's there to help him out, and they end up joining the Iwatobi Swim Club. Um, and they get other members as well. There's the I don't think he's actually that much younger, if at all. But he looks younger and everything. I can't remember his name right now. The cutesy little one, though. And then there's they eventually recruit J. Michael Tatum's character. I can't remember names right now. It's been a long time, okay? Um, I think J. Michael Tatum's character's name starts with an R. And yes, I'm watching the dub for those who don't know. If you haven't seen my reactions to the first season, go check them out. I am reacting to the dub because of certain voice actors in it, although there are also other voice actors in it that well, at least one. There's one voice actor in it that I can't stand, but not getting into that. Um, but yeah, Ray Ryugazaki. I have no idea why I just suddenly thought of it, but that's J. Michael Tatum's character. So they eventually recruit him in, and then we find out that, well, actually, we kind of knew, I guess. I don't remember the exact order of everything, but Haru's old friend Ritsu is back and competing for a competing team, a competing club. They want to end up joining these competitions and stuff, and um, in order to do so, they have to go to these qualifiers and all. But there's the big overhanging thing throughout the season of Ritsu kind of being a little standoffish now, despite having been really close to Haru in the past. And by the end, everything is resolved. They make amends and everything, and yeah, they don't win the competition or qualifiers or whatever it was at the end there. They actually fail at that, but I actually liked that. Um, Now, one of the best things that this series had going for it with the first season was its animation. The animation, especially during the swimming scenes, was gorgeous. Um, but another thing it always had going for it was the characters. The characters are just so likable and so wonderfully designed that you care about them. And on top of that, they have good stories, good like growth moments, development moments that really help hash them out even better. The story itself, like nothing altogether special, but it's handled and written in a way where it's good. It has a good quality to it. The opening theme never really did it for me. It's not bad, but it was very generic, very generic. And the music throughout the rest of the series was good. Nothing, again, nothing special, but good. I feel like that was a lot of the not the a lot of the stuff with the series, other than story and character and whatnot. Because that the story and character definitely carried the series. Um, and then Starting Days was like a prequel or something, I believe. Um, I don't remember much about that at all, if I'm being honest. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see where season two goes. There's also a third season. I don't know if there's anything past that, but I know there's a third season. And each season kind of has its own subtitle. Like I believe first season was just called Iwatobi Swim Club or something like that. This season is called Eternal Summer. Um, so that kind of implies that it's probably going to take place over the summer. So not going to relate to necessarily club activities that they have to compete in or worry about. It's probably going to be more like their own, like personal activities. Probably a lot more connected to um, competitions or whatnot. Um, And they'll still probably work with Ritsu's sister, whose name I can't remember right now. All I remember about her name is that she pronounces it one way, but it should be pronounced another way or something like that. And she gets upset at people who pronounce it, in her eyes, the wrong way. And then there's the teacher who used to be a swimsuit model. Their former coach was a character as well. Just all these characters. Um, there was even a couple characters in the competing team and everything, um, who it's just like who were good, valuable, valid characters as well. Oh my. Um, but yeah, there's not really much else to talk about. I'm just interested to see where this does go. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll find out. So we're just gonna get this started. As for why we're doing two episodes instead of one, normally we do only one for first episodes. I just decided, it's been so long since we reacted to Free. I want to get this started with a two episoder. So that's what we're doing. um, but yeah, let's get this going. Let's get this started and hope for the best. Hope for the best that it's as good, if not better, than the first season. So When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, excuse me. After you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episodes. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, I looked up the voices, and I got both of them wrong. That wasn't Travis Willingham as Sosuke. That was Ian Sinclair, actually. Um, which I can hear now that I know. Which, yeah, that's how it tends to go. It's like, oh, you know who it is now. Oh yeah, you can definitely hear them. But yeah, it's like I thought it is like just Travis Willingham kind of doing a lighter voice than normal. But no, it's actually Ian Sinclair doing a deeper voice than normal. Um, Maybe it's just because of the voices I know Ian Sinclair for. Stuff like Space Dandy. Well, Space Dandy, he kind of has a deeper voice to him. But maybe it's just because of the comedic stylings of it. Um, but there's that. He's also Brook in One Piece, in the One Piece dub. Um, he's Whis from Dragon Ball Super. He's other characters I know too. I just can't think of at the moment. Um, and I've actually met him at Youmacon a couple times. And Makoshiba, well, Makoshiba's little brother, Momotaro Makoshiba, is Jerry Jewell, not Chuck Huber. I mean, I knew I recognized the voice, and I wasn't even as confident in this one, to be fair. I was just kind of saying Chuck Huber because it's like kind of maybe sounds a little like him. But I was more confident in the Travis Willingham thing, and I was still proven wrong about that anyway. But Jerry Jewell, I know him for two series in particular. Um, he is in Baccano. I believe he was the rail tracer in Baccano. God, I can't remember the actual character's name. Claire Stanfield. That's it. He was Claire Stanfield in Baccano, and more notably, honestly, he is the voice of Jimmy Kudo in Case Closed, the English dub for Detective Conan. Um, he is the voice of Jimmy Kudo, and it's like I grew up with Case Closed, I've seen plenty of it as an adult too, um, both through the series, the movies, even the crossover. That's the word I was trying to think of. The crossover with Lupin the Third. Um, or was it Lupin the Third? I think it was. I think so. Either way, but yeah, he's in that. I knew I recognized his voice. I just I thought of the wrong VA. Either way. So first two episodes, um, and my thoughts. Yeah, this was a good start. This is like getting back into the swing of things, reconnecting with these characters, and meeting a couple new characters. So yeah, Reen, who I was calling Ritsu in the pre-thoughts. Sorry about that. Reen, um, yeah, good terms with everybody again. All is good. Um, we see throughout the first episode, it's just kind of getting back into things. The winter's over, getting back into the spring, um, getting ready to start swimming again, planning all this stuff out. The first episode, let's be honest, is mostly for just reintroductory purposes. It wasn't a recap or anything like that, but it was definitely there to kind of reconnect us to everything and start to explain where this season is going to, at least for the time being, go. Um, and the second episode was much more interesting, giving us Sosuke more as a main character of this season, and kind of developing him as seemingly it seems like he's going to be like this overprotective friend for Reen, where it's like, oh yeah, he's a good dude, but it's like I don't know. He's like being overprotective of him to the point where he's like threatening Haru and shit, and it's like, what the hell is going on here? I mean, I'm sure we'll get full explanation for it, but um, we got some great race and everything action in these episodes. We got to see some of the amazing animation that this series definitely hits out of the park. All the voice actors did a great job returning to this. I'd even say that they probably, maybe it's just because it's been so long since I've watched the first season and all, but just off of the kind of top of my head, they actually sound like they're better than they were in season one, just in terms of their voice acting quality. And that might just be me. And it's like I know most, if not all, of these voice actors. So I know like they're great voices, they're great voice actors. I know their talent. I know that they can do all of this great stuff. Um, but yeah, it's great to see either way. Um, so yeah, there's not really too much to talk about the events of these episodes. There was the idea brought upon about how they're going to be graduating in the next year, and about Haru not really having a plan for after graduation. Reen seems to be a little troubled by that, but Haru just kind of has well, as we know, kind of has this like kind of freestyle view on life. He doesn't really think things through too much and just kind of goes with the flow. Um, and with with how, let's be honest, Japan works in terms of the workforce and everything like that post high school, and how all of that is given a very heavy focus to throughout their school life. How that's such a bigger deal than honestly even here in America, at least in the way they present it and everything. It feels like that he needs to at least figure out something. Like his thing, he said, is that he just wants to be able to swim, and that's fine. There's plenty of jobs you could still have where you could still swim, but you do need to figure out something, um, even if it means rooming with your friends or whatnot, which is completely fine. Yeah, a lot of different scenarios and stuff, but it's just we'll have to see if that even goes anywhere, because this season is still seemingly taking place with them in school. So that's probably just going to kind of be like a kind of little background thing, I guess. Just kind of like building up maybe to season three. Um, we had a relay between our two main teams. Sosuke, we can see, could keep up very well with Haru. Um, but still, he was just a little short. But that might have been intentional, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to say. But then we had Makoshiba, and he was basically a bigger surprise. Like I expected Sosuke to be a beast in the water. Like they kind of built that up and everything. But Makoshiba, even though he like claim he's the younger brother of the former captain, even though he's like very he claims he's very good with the backstroke and everything. It's like I still was kind of a little wary, kind of thinking like, okay, what if he's lying, or what if he's just not as good as he claims? But no, he was actually extremely good. He lived up to the hype. His own hype, mind you, but still, and the hype of being related to the former captain. But yeah, no, he definitely lived up to it without question. Um, which is good. And he only originally joined to because well, he only originally was going to join them because he thought that it was going to be a way to get girls, but he was tricked, and then he was upset about it until he saw Go. Um, yeah, he's definitely at least at first he definitely wasn't in on this for any actual wanting to do it. It's kind of like Ray in a way, because Ray originally wasn't joining it. Um, it wasn't even wanting to join it either. Nagisa was trying to convince him, and even then, he only joined after seeing the beauty of it all. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. He's like their team's Ray, which is like okay, fair enough. And it almost seems like that's what they had going on with that set. Um, they have the one kid who's basically their team's Nagisa, the cutesy little one. Obviously, Haru and Rin are each other's opposites. I guess Sosuke then would be comparable to Makoto. Although Sosuke definitely seems more like he's trying to compete with Haru as well. So I feel like it's a bit hard to say, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. But the others definitely each fit their respective characters from each team. um, yeah, we got a lot of reintroductions, got a lot of returning like things that really just refreshed my memory. Like even so much as the point of Coach Sasabe um, trying to get the teacher in on everything, and her like giving him that look. Like reminded me of the entire thing. Oh yeah, she used to be a swimsuit model, but is trying to hide that fact. She's trying to move on from that life, and he knows, and she doesn't want him to reveal that. And of course, we have Go's obsession with muscles, which I guess fair enough. I like buff girls, and to a degree buff guys too. Um, as long as it's not like too overly so. But I can definitely get into it as well. Um, but yeah, we're getting just all of this kind of flooding back, and it's good. I miss this. It's been over a year now since I finished the first season. It's been just around a year since I watched the movie, and I missed it. And I really do wish I had been able to get to this sooner. But there's just been a lot of other stuff I've wanted to check out, and there still will be. So I don't even know when I'll end up getting to season 3 after this. Um, we'll see, we'll see. But either way, I definitely enjoyed these first 2 episodes. I thought it was a good way to kick things off, and it kind of gave us um, our antagonist and conflict for the season, which is definitely going to focus around Sosuke. Like the first season, it was obvious it was Haru and Rin's relationship and the kind of semi animosity that Rin had for Haru. Um, and this volume, thinking of Ruby or something. In this season, it's definitely Sosuke and him. Like again, it seems like he's trying to protect Rin or trying to like I don't know. He didn't like what they did before with Reen and all, so it's like I guess we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, now I know that Sosuke is Ian Sinclair, not Travis Willingham, and Makoshiba's little brother is Jerry Jewell, not Chuck Huber. Um, all 4 of them are great voice actors, mind you. Like even though like I was wrong about who the characters were voiced by, it's like the ones I thought they were like are still great voice actors, and the ones who are the actual voice actors are also still great. So it's not like I'm disappointed. Um, but yeah, either way, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this season goes, and I hope you guys are excited to join me on that. So thank you so much for tuning in, and tell me in the comments below what you thought of these first 2 episodes of Free Season 2, Eternal Summer. I'm just gonna mostly probably call it Free Season 2, um, just to keep it simple. But yeah, tell me your thoughts, but no spoilers, please. I want to go in as spoiler free as I can. So thank you so much for tuning in once again. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.